Hey people, how's it going out there? This is Big Boss Calvin 83. So, I wanted to discuss this trending topic and issue. And I've been following I have been following and paying attention to what's going on out here, especially when it comes to these professional sports, these professional sports, and even school athletics from grammar school, elementary school, middle school and high school and college. I have been paying attention and observing. Now I see what's going on with athletics and especially professional sports on the fact that they're going after and targeting brothers and sisters, people of color, mainly, specifically boys and men of color, on the fact that they're not participating in the national anthem. You know what I'm saying? And what's really disgusting is that, let me say this, what I'm really irritated and pissed off about is that we, the people, allow and support these athletes to be treated like they're slaves. They are actually slaves and on the plantation. Professional sports and athletics is nothing more than modern slavery. It's just basically what they're telling our children and our professional athletes is that you're nothing more than a fucking slave. You're a slave to the scholarship, and you are a slave to that contract. You know what I'm saying? By these owners, and basically by these owners, by these schools, the athletic department that runs these athletic programs in the schools, and basically these professional leagues and these owners that they control and influence what goes on with the players in the league, the athletes. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you got these effeminate, bitch-made, racist Caucasian males telling basically athletes, specifically black athletes, black men, to be specific, that they call us, that if you exercise and protest, if you exercise your First Amendment rights, if you protest, you will lose your money. And I'm sick and tired of you Caucasian folks, you Caucasian supremacists, to be specific, you racist Caucasian motherfuckers, telling us how we should do things. I'm sick of you motherfuckers. And this video, you Caucasians are gonna love this video, because this goes out to Caucasian people. Dear Caucasian people, stop telling people of color how to fucking protest, how to respond, and how to clap back and combat racism and injustice and racial inequality, basically. Let me say that again. Dear Caucasians, stop telling people of color how to react and respond to your racism, to racial inequality and social injustice. When you motherfuckers, you pale-skinned monkey devils, are in the comfort of your white privilege. You live in a white bubble. Y'all don't go through nothing. You don't know what it's like to be oppressed. Male and female, Caucasian male and female. And Caucasian females, don't come at me, specifically you white feminists, come at me and talk about you know what it's like to be oppressed. No, you don't. You got privilege, bitch. Okay, you benefit off of racism and Caucasian supremacy. Hell, y'all bitches had a hand in Caucasian supremacy. Y'all were the biggest. Y'all had a say in how these racist ass laws were passed. A lot of the ideas of these racist ass laws against people of color came from Caucasian females. So miss me with that bullshit. Y'all, you Caucasian females always had a fucking opinion. Y'all never check your men. Y'all never call out your men. Y'all never call out your Caucasian male counterpart on their evil ass demonic behavior. And you know what? We call the Caucasian man the devil, but we never call his mother the original devil. Okay? The reason why the Caucasian male is the way he is because of his mother. The devil, the real devil, is that Caucasian female. Okay? She's the first teacher of the fucking children. The first teacher of the child. Okay? She's the one that is the first person to teach her children racism. Then the father reinforces it. I keep telling y'all this. A few people who get it, and people, myself included, keep telling y'all Negroes this. Y'all think the Caucasian man is just doing it on his own. No, no, no. First of all, for men to do things, good or bad, they have to be getting pussy or not to keep doing those things. You know what I'm saying? Men, the reason why you got a lot of men who get corrupt with power, and women are actually worse when they get power, but I digress. The reason why that is, men, do certain things, the reason why you got a lot of thugs out here, you got a lot of bad men out here, it's because of the women. Y'all keep giving these dudes pussy. Okay? I mean, I don't want to hear the fact that women are oppressed when y'all always have a hand when it comes to dirt. You women, especially that Caucasian female, are the first shit starter. You're always starting shit. You always instigating shit. It's always that Caucasian female that's encouraging, that's always getting men to fight another man, or get a man to attack people, or do dirt, and she's with him and supporting him, and she's a getaway driver. You know what I'm saying? She's always aiding and abetting the fucking thug. The Caucasian male is the original thug. Okay? And that Caucasian female is the original thugette. Okay? We gotta understand this, okay? Y'all people, because y'all Negroes are fucking asleep. Caucasians are no different than today. Caucasian people, specifically the millennials, are just as the same. Actually, they're worse than their grandparents, and their ancestors. Today's generation of Caucasian people are no different than the Caucasian people of the fucking past, than the previous generations of Caucasian supremacists. The reason why Caucasians have the attitude that they have and have the racist views and support and maintain Caucasian supremacy, because it's in them. Racism is passed down. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm telling you? Racism is taught. Racism is passed down from generation to generation, and especially when they got the wealth and the stolen land and the stolen resources that to maintain that shit, to maintain Caucasian supremacy. I'm really aggravated over the fact that we talk about, the pollution. Let me say it like this. I am so fucking irritated and so aggravated and pissed the fuck off over the fact that we should be boycotting football. We tell these players, they should not participate and boycott football. But my thing is, you motherfuckers, y'all should stop buying these fucking tickets. Stop buying these season tickets and season passes. Okay? And stop watching the television. Stop watching these athletes play. If we boycott and everybody band together and stick together, now this is across the board. Who's against injustice? Who's fed up with the United Snakes of America? Pre-Ks don't get it fucked up and don't get it twisted. we're fed up with the American government, the United States of America. Okay, we are fed up with the system. We fed up with everything. We fed up with injustice, racism. We are fed up with gynocentrism. You know what I'm saying? Sexism towards men and women, each other. Because it's not. People like to say, only men can be sexist. No. Women can be sexist too. But here's the thing. Here's the difference. Women, because society is so gynocentric, society is so racist and gynocentric to men of color. And I'll say it like this. Because, society is very gynocentric. Society, the elites, the powers that be, pander to women, put women on the pedestal, and give them the jobs, give them the resources, and the handouts, while they give men nothing, make women privileged, and while they make men have no damn rights and privilege. You know what I'm saying? And that's a serious issue too. You know what I'm saying? The heterosexual man, especially the heterosexual man of color, is the most hated person. The heterosexual man of color, the straight black man, is the most hated man on the fucking planet. Okay? And the most envied, and the most copied, and at the same time, the most lusted after. You know what I'm saying? The reason why they gave women an advantage is because women are not a threat to Caucasian supremacy and Jewish supremacy, but they're one and the same. The so-called Jews and the so-called Jews and the Anglo-Saxon Caucasian folks, they're one and the same. Europeans are Europeans. From the east to the west. Okay, the north and the south. Europeans are the same. Okay. Caucasians got the same attitude, same mindset, and no matter where the fuck they come from, where the fuck they are, they got the same toxic, cancerous mindset. They destroy everything on the fucking planet. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. The reason why they gave, a lot of you Caucasian people are getting played too, but y'all too stupid to realize because you are in a fucking white bubble. You're so complacent and relaxed in your fucking privilege, and the minute you see somebody say something that doesn't go along with the fucking norm, especially when it comes from a person of color, specifically a man of color, y'all lose your shit. Y'all got your panties in a fucking bunch. And I said that, and the reason why I said that, because the way I say it, a lot of Caucasian males ain't men. They're feminized, they're bitch made, they're sissies, they hide behind white privilege, cry white tears, and they hide behind their race soldiers, the cops, the military. They had to hide behind guns. They had to have like 20 people to beat up one person. That's how much of a bitch and pussy these Caucasian males are. And I would say the women have more balls than you because everything you got is because of a fucking female. The reason why you got the mindset you got, and the reason why you feel emboldened to do what you do without no damn consequences, is because that Caucasian female keeps sucking your dick and giving you her fucking coochie. And she stopped giving you coochie, Caucasian supremacy would be destroyed overnight if the Caucasian females were fed up with y'all. And I'm pretty sure, a few of them are fed up with y'all, but they tolerate your bullshit because they want to maintain white privilege, white dominance, and basically defend Caucasian supremacy. Keep that privilege, keep that wealth, and that power in their hands too, because they benefit off of racism and Caucasian supremacy and just the whole system of Caucasian supremacy. Racism is a fucking system, okay? That's all it's about. It's that wealth, power, and influence. You know what I'm saying? That's what a group of people need to be racists. And that's what these Caucasians have. They control the school system, they control the educational system, they control all these industries, these companies, these corporations. They control the banks, they control the government, the services that are associated with the government. You know what I'm saying? They control a lot of shit. They control the politics. They control the media. That's why we say, and like people like myself, men of color like myself, people of color like myself, black people, so-called black people like me, always say that we can't be racist against Caucasians. So stop saying that so-called blacks are more racist than so-called whites, because that's fucking bullshit. And I'm gonna do another video about that to break that down. Because last time I checked, when you Caucasian folks wanna make these false equivalents of reverse racism, make these false, fucked up bullshit, false claims and false equivalents of reverse racism, and call black people and say black racism, that's what y'all call it. When in the fucking hell did you see, and throughout history, when did we ever see Caucasians being lynched? Caucasian women and children being raped and having their children being sold to other black people to have homegrown slaves. When did you see Caucasian females be forced to breastfeed black babies? Okay? When did y'all see tactics? When I didn't know black people were slave masters and had plantations, and Caucasians were picking cotton and picking all types of crops and shit, and being whipped by black men with the whip, being whipped to death, and Caucasians were forced to work for free slave labor, and never got reparations from it. Okay? So miss me with that bullshit. When I didn't see Caucasians, marching for civil rights and racial equality, and fight for the rights of everybody else, but we don't benefit from nothing. I didn't see let me say it like this. I didn't see Caucasian folks fight for the rights for civil rights and human rights, and help and fight other people's battles, and they don't get no benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see black people, bomb churches, bomb buildings, burn down towns over the false accusation of a so-called black woman falsely accusing a so-called white man of rape, or being robbed or assaulted, but mainly rape. I didn't see Caucasian guys getting their dicks cut off and being hanged from a tree and being torn from limb to limb. Children being raped, molested, sodomized, women being raped, Caucasian women being raped, Caucasian males being raped too, in public, and being humiliated and demeaned and degraded. Degradation. I didn't see the minstrel shows of Caucasians being disrespected. I see black people tell Caucasians that you can't live in our neighborhood, and if we catch you in our fucking neighborhood, we're going to kill you. I see black people do that. You know what I'm saying? So miss me with that shit, because black people don't have no power, no wealth, no influence, no resources to be racist. We didn't steal the land from the Native Americans. As a matter of fact, you had so-called black people already in North America, in Asia, in South America, and Australia. So we didn't come from caves. Y'all didn't civilize us. We civilized you motherfuckers. You pale-skinned monkey asshole devils, you. Okay? I mean, think about it. We're not missing. Black people do not control the education system. We don't promote narratives. We don't control the media and promote narratives and tell lies to the public and demonize Caucasian people like that. We don't miseducate your children, Caucasian people, and our children at the same damn time, but we could get away with miseducating our own because we are on top. Okay, come on, miss me with that shit. When Caucasians, I didn't see Caucasians being brutalized, beaten by police, being killed by cops, and being killed by these these so-called, I didn't see black people, in hoods, but as Klansmen. Where's the black KKK? And the Black Panthers, miss me with that shit. Okay, that was a reaction to defending ourselves from racists. And then there's these other groups, these other movements like Black Lives Matter, and there's another group, the Black identity extremists. I gotta look into that. You know, we are reacting to injustice and racism and injustice and the inhumane mistreatment of us as a people because of you Caucasian folks. We are reacting to racism and trying to protect ourselves and defend ourselves from you racist motherfuckers. Okay? You know, I see, you know, black people toss white babies and feed them to alligators. Get the fuck out of here. I didn't see black people, you know, when Caucasians were marching sick dogs on Caucasians, and you know, and you know, where's the white Martin Luther King? Where's your white Emmett Tills at? You know, where's your white Tamir Rice? Where's your white Mike Brown, Walter Scott, who have you? Your white Rakia Boy, Renisha McBride, your white Sandra Bland's at, okay? If blacks are racist. So get the fuck out of here with that fluff. And I'm tired of you Caucasians twisting what we do. Everything we do, y'all twist it and trying to demonize us when you're the evil motherfucker. The whole purpose of the whole not participate of, you know, people not and this is all people. It had nothing to do with ethnicity. It was all people that did not want to participate in the anthem because of injustice, racial inequalities, you know, and other politics, you know, systematic racism, institutional racism, racial profiling, and just black people being victims of hate crimes. That's why Colin Kaepernick refused to participate. It had nothing to do with disrespecting the flag. As a matter of fact, we as so-called black people can do whatever the fuck we want to do. It's because of the fact we built this country. Y'all didn't do shit. You just gave orders. But you reap the benefits of our struggle, our hurt, our pain, and fucking suffering. So shut the fuck up, you fucking cracker ass faggot bitches. You pale skin monkey devils make me fucking sick. And so I mean, y'all talk about black on black crime, but guess what, motherfuckers, you Caucasian folks, y'all should worry about Caucasian on Caucasian crime, white on white crime, you call it. I mean, because you're the ones who dying, you're the ones who got struggle genes, recessive genes, you're the ones who can't make it handle the heat. Y'all can't even handle criticism. Y'all can't, when somebody critiques y'all cry like fucking babies. Y'all got a bunch of bitches. Especially you Caucasian males. You can't, you know what I mean? When we shine the light and show the errors of your fucking ways, oh, you get upset. When we criticize you and hold you accountable for something, you can't handle it. You want to cry your white tears and use your privilege to get out of responsibility. Black people do not have that luxury. Nobody else has that fucking luxury. People of color, your so-called black and brown people do not have that privilege to cry white tears, okay, like y'all, to cry and run away from responsibility. The first deadbeat fucking dad was the Caucasian male. The first deadbeat mom was the Caucasian female. The first child killer was the Caucasian female. The first bitch to come up with abortion and do abortion and kill our unborn children and want to support that shit are Caucasian females. And the reason why your numbers, your population is dying is because Caucasian females, Caucasian male, are killing your unborn children. Worry about that shit. Stop worrying about what other people do, Caucasian folks. Worry about your shit. Worry about white on white crime, motherfuckers. So, I mean, Donald Trump is worried about a bunch of players who don't want to participate in the anthem because of racial injustice, systematic racism, hatred, and discrimination against people of color, and not getting justice. And he has the nerve to insult us, but you can't talk about him. Every time somebody says something about him, he gets in his fucking feelings. I can't stand that bitch ass, pale skin monkey bitch. Yeah, I said it. He's the real son of a bitch. The first son of a bitch is a Caucasian male, and the first bitch is a Caucasian female. Okay? So basically what you're saying, Caucasian females are bitches because she's the first bitch. And you the son of that fucking bitch, Caucasian male. And I'll say this. You know, the reason why we're protesting is because of injustice. We're not doing it because we fucking just chose to do it. It has nothing to do with respecting the flag. Don't you question our fucking patriotism, because last time I checked, people of color have sacrificed their fucking lives and put their lives on their lives on the fucking line to protect Caucasian folks and to protect this nation and the other Western countries, to make Caucasians feel safe and comfortable. Last time I fucking checked, you dumbass motherfuckers, you. You know, we died in every goddamn war. We built the suburbs. We built the cities. We made these corporations wealthy, not rich, wealthy. Black people made everything popular. We made y'all comfortable so you can be entertained. When we run, when we shoot a basketball, when we throw down a touchdown, when we hit a baseball. You know what I'm saying? When we tell jokes. Okay? We are doing it at our expense. Y'all benefiting. I mean, we're the ones that you're the ones who are making money off of us. Black communities, you're making money off the black entertainers, the rappers, the comedians, the musicians, and, you know, we are making money off these black athletes. Y'all can't watch Caucasians. Y'all don't want to see Caucasian people shoot a basketball. Y'all, no. You want to see so-called black people, black men specifically, shoot a basketball, dunk a basketball. You don't want to see Caucasians, you know, tackle each other and throw a pigskin ball. No, you want to see black people. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to entertainment, you want to see black people. Y'all don't want to see Caucasians because I'll give you an example. The Real Housewives of Atlanta, you know, full of black females. I had to call them black females because they ain't ladies. Okay, but that's besides the point. When y'all Caucasians try to have, like, you know, your own reality show, with y'all in it, y'all get bored. Oh, but y'all can, I guess y'all can slide on the Housewives of New Jersey. You know, Italians are not Caucasian. They're not considered white. They're not really white, as y'all like to call them. No, they're people of color too. They're just in denial about it. Just like the Latinos are in denial about who they are, about their African ancestry, just like the Asians and the East Indians and the Arabs. You know what I'm saying? Hell, you got these Negroes from the Caribbean and, you know, from the motherland, Nubia Kush, known as Africa, as you call it, that don't want to identify as being a person of color, being black, being African, when we should be proud of who the fuck we are. You Caucasian folks have no right to tell black people, people of color, how we should respond to your racism, to your Caucasian supremacy. You know, you don't have the right to tell an oppressed class, an oppressed group, how they should respond to injustice when you ain't going through no oppression your damn self. When you don't have to worry about cops. When you running or walking down the street in the neighborhood, you don't have to worry about cops running up on you and questioning the fuck out of you and harassing you. When you're in the car and driving to wherever the hell you want to go, you can go anywhere you want to go. We can't do that as people of color. When a cop comes around us or especially gets behind us, you don't know what it's like to be stressed the fuck out. And then they pull you over. You know you ain't speeding. You know you ain't driving too slow. You know you got both hands on the wheel. You ain't texting. You ain't using your phone while driving or doing anything that will make it a hazard. You know you got your tag straight. You know you got your license straight. You know you got your insurance paid for, but you're being harassed by the fucking cops. And they make up some bullshit and fuck you over. Or give you a bullshit ass ticket. You Caucasians don't have to worry about that shit. Oh, when y'all get stopped, y'all curse the cops out. You're belligerent as hell. You're nasty. When a cop stops you, when you're walking down the street, or you jog in the neighborhood, and the cop questions the fuck out of you, you get insulted. Or you go in the store and you stopped by the fucking cops or fucking security guard, you get insulted. Okay? But people of color, we gotta, especially black people, gotta deal with that shit on a daily basis. We are the most disrespected. We are insulted. You don't know what it's like to. You gotta tell y'all Caucasians don't know what it's like to tell your children you can't speak a certain way. When you're in school, you gotta be extra smart. You gotta be extra intelligent. You can't be goofing around and bullshit. You gotta turn your homework, your assignments on time. You better act right and have good manners. You better speak with intelligence. See, you Caucasians get that goofy and stupid, and you we as black people have to tell our children how we gotta dress a certain way, which it doesn't matter because we're still a nigger. We gotta tell our daughters, oh, don't wear this and don't wear that because you don't want to be looked at as a fucking whore to the so-called dominant. You don't want to be looked at as a sex object. You don't want to be worried about being molested or being raped and then being blamed for it. Especially when it comes from males outside of the so-called black community. You don't know what it's like to tell your sons, oh, don't walk with your hands in your pocket. Don't do this. Don't walk this way. Walk that way. Wear your pants and shirt this way. Because if you wear it some other way, they'll think you're suspicious or you're trying to steal something or start some trouble or some other bullshit. Be careful who you hang with. You don't know what it's like, even when you're with other people. You don't know what it's like to tell your children, oh, watch out for these kids or these other Caucasian kids or these other so-called non-blacks because they may stab you in the back and do something or plan some bullshit on you. You Caucasians don't have to worry about that. Y'all never had these conversations on how to deal with teachers, how to talk to your teachers and how to respond to your teachers and how to behave around school teachers. Y'all never had these conversations of telling your children on how you got to behave and act in public because people are watching you. Y'all never had to tell your kids how to handle police. And a lot of us don't know how to handle police because we're still getting beat up. We're still being maimed. We're still being raped. We're still being killed, gunned down, and cops are getting away with it. We're still being harassed. We're still being tormented. In our own house, in our own neighborhood, even rather we live in a hood, rather we live in a black town, a so-called black town, or full of black people, or we live in a mixed area, what is mostly Caucasians, or we live in a white suburbia where we got to watch our backs and watch what we do and pay attention. You can't play outside. You can't be in a certain area at a certain time of the day and night. You Caucasians can do whatever the hell you want to do. Nobody's going to question you. If you look like you, if you're walking around tipsy, nobody's going to bother you. But if a person of color does that, oh, they might be doing drugs or doing some illegal shit, or let's lock them up. That's what we're protesting about. You don't know what it's like to have perfect good credit and make good money, and you try to get a loan and you're denied. But all of a sudden, a Caucasian person who has some shitty ass credit, no credit, don't work, has fucked up work history, has a record, still get a fucking loan for over $250,000 to start their own business. And then I'm so fucking sick and tired of the selective outrage, y'all. I'm just sick and tired of it. Everybody else can cry. When Caucasian people feel they got a raw deal, nobody tells them, hey, take personal responsibility for the fact that you got demoted or somebody got promoted over you, especially a person of color who actually had to work 1,000 times harder than you and had to have their shit together and be more on point than you. Y'all don't tell Caucasians don't tell other Caucasians, oh, even though you got fucked over or got mistreated, you should get over it and move on. No, what y'all Caucasians do, y'all protest, you bomb things, you flip over cars, you terrorize people, you kill a bunch of people, especially Caucasian males. You shoot up a bunch of places, you shoot up schools and malls and buildings and public places, your current or former workplace. You shoot up everybody. You gun down cops. You shoot up judges and prosecutors when you feel like you got a raw deal in that legal matter. When Caucasians don't get their way, they want to fuck with people. They want to be belligerent. They want to kill people. You mainly kill people, especially that Caucasian male. They want to, want to set places on fire. They want to plot to do harm to other people or the person they feel fucked them over, or people. They want to do more to get even, but nobody tells the Caucasians, hey, get over it, move on. It was unfortunate, even though it was bad circumstances, or maybe it was your fault, the reason why you didn't get the job. Maybe it was your fault, the reason why you were getting bullied. Maybe it was your fault, the reason why you were accused of something, you did something you shouldn't have been doing. A lot of times when Caucasians are jammed up, especially jammed up by the system, it's usually their own fault. But if I said that, oh, you're victim blaming. But y'all had no problem. You Caucasians had no problem victim blaming us as people of color. I'm sick and tired of y'all telling us how we should protest. When we sit down and take a knee, or sit down or take a knee, it's a problem. When we speak out and protest and complain, file that complaint and make it known, it's a problem. We march is a problem. We boycott is a fucking problem. No. Even when we don't say nothing, it's a fucking problem. It don't matter what the hell we do, y'all get offended. But it's okay for y'all to shout. It's okay y'all to file complaints. It's okay for y'all to go to the fucking media. It's okay for y'all to get a lawyer and sue. Especially, and a lot of times when Caucasians sue, they don't even have to pay for the fucking lawyer. It's a fucking pro bono. It's because of the networks and the connections they have with other Caucasian people or other people. You know what I'm saying? They protest. Oh, when your team loses the championship or wins the championship, you want to burn down and terrorize communities. And y'all don't do it in your own neighborhood, but you go to other people's communities and tear up shit. But nobody calls you a fucking thug. Nobody calls you a fucking terrorist. When you Caucasians fuck with people, like y'all news you do, and all of a sudden, or you feel like you're being fucked with, and then you snap and kill that person, oh, it's justified. But when a Caucasian person is fucking with a person of color, and they clap back and snap and stand up for themselves and take you out, oh, they shouldn't did that. You should have did something else. I'm tired of you telling people how they should fucking act and respond. Like I said, when a woman is being harassed, sexually harassed, and being threatened and being bullied by a misogynistic male like Donald Trump, grabbing her by the fucking pussy. Oh, y'all don't say. Oh, y'all had no issue with Donald Trump saying the most racist, misogynistic things. But when Colin Kaepernick takes a knee, or Cam Newton gives a woman a compliment, and it's because he's flattered because of the fact that he didn't know that a woman can be so well versed in football, in the game of football. Oh, y'all up in your feelings. But when black athletes are being targeted, being mistreated, and being racially profiled and disrespected and being mocked and slandered, that y'all Caucasian folks, you want to tell us to shut up and suffer in silence. Basically, you want black people to suffer in silence while you enjoy your white privilege. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? You want black people just to take the abuse, go along to get on, and miss me with that patriotism bullshit. What you really want us to support, and when that flag is that American flag is no different than the Confederate flag. It's nothing more than Caucasian supremacy. Y'all don't tell the Southern Caucasians to let it go and get over it. The fact that they got beat by the fucking North. They should move on from that. Y'all be offended if someone told you to get over 9/11, get over Pearl Harbor, get over the Alamo, get over the Holocaust, World War I and II. Get over the fact that you lost the Vietnam War, which they did. You know what I'm saying? But you want to question everybody else's patriotism when you Caucasians have never been patriotic. What have you done for black people? Nothing. Y'all have yet to give us reparations. Y'all have yet to treat us like human beings and give us equal rights and fairness. Oh, you took care of the white feminists. You took care of Caucasian gays, gay and lesbians. You have taken care of the Jews. You have taken care of taken care of other brown and yellow folks, other ethnic people of color who don't call themselves African or black. But when it comes to black people, no, you don't get nothing. Oh, fuck y'all. Y'all complain too much. But everybody else can complain a bitch, and you can complain, and y'all the biggest whiners and the biggest complainers. But when we tell y'all to stop whining, y'all get offended. It's my right. I have constitutional rights. No, you don't. Because the reason why you have the constitutional rights, and the reason why you have the rights and freedoms that you have, it was because off the backs of black people. So do not forget that. I'm tired of the selective outrage. We're tired. Black people are tired of being victims of injustice. You could tell us to shut up. Oh, you want to kick children off the football. You want to kick children out of to the athletic departments and in the school and in grammar school, middle and elementary school, middle school, high school, and in college. You want to kick these athletes, these kids, and these young adults out of ban them from sports because they don't want to participate in the anthem. Go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? You're only hurting your own product. These professional sports like the NFL, the NBA want to penalize and fine players and bench players and fire players for not participating in the fucking anthem. Y'all do that because guess what? Because my thing is y'all don't have to do that because my thing is I have no intention of watching the NFL. I have no intention of watching the NBA or professional sports, college sports, high school sports, middle school sports, and you know what I'm saying? School sports, you know what I'm saying? I have no problem. I'm not going to participate. And my thing is, I parents you athletes to not if they want to do that. And let me go back to the NFL and the NBA and all these other sports leagues. To you black athletes, just don't participate. Don't play. Don't play the game. Let them be mad. Boycott. Let's boycott. And to you people out there who saying boycott, stop watching the goddamn game. Stop buying these tickets. Stop buying these season tickets and season passes and shit. Let's boycott for real. You know what I'm saying? Stop to people of color, my people of color, to black people, black parents especially, and guardians. Stop pushing your kids to play sports, especially your black boys, your sons to play sports. Tell your boys to get that education. Start educating, start schooling your kids. Start educating your kids at home. Stop relying on the enemy to educate your child because he and she ain't gonna do that. That Caucasian male and that Caucasian female are working together to fuck you up. It's the school will take your kids to prison. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Push your kids to do more than sports. How about push your kids to invest in science? You know what I'm saying? All forms of science and technology. Aspire to be an astronaut. Aspire to be a business owner. Not work for somebody else, a banker, but run their own shit, be an entrepreneur. We need to push our children, our youth to be their own boss and stop working for other people and begging them for jobs. Stop going to school trying to assimilate and play by their fucking rules when they don't treat you right anyway. Let's have them play by our rules. Let's know our history and control our damn dollar. I've been saying that for the longest. And stop celebrating these pagan days. Stop celebrating and honoring these holidays. Stop spending your money on these churches who don't do shit for y'all, and stop supporting these televangelists who are racist and fucking self-hating Negro pancoons. You know what I'm saying? Stop going to the fucking beauty supply stores that's not owned by people who look like you. Stop to you women out there. Stop going to the beauty supply stores and go shopping and spending your money with these Koreans who don't respect you. Stop going to the corner stores that are owned by Indians and Arabs who treat you like crap. Stop going to these black-owned stores. Stop going to these Caucasian-owned stores where they follow you around and treat you like shit and insult you on a daily basis. When you ask the salesperson a question, they're like rude and disrespectful and nasty towards you and give you shitty customer service. But you're okay with that. But if a black person, you be a black-owned business, was not on point and fucked up and made a mistake, you would never go shop there. You need to have that attitude with these non-blacks, okay? These non-black owned stores. Stop shopping at their stores. Shop in our own stores. Let's build our own stores. Let's support each other. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to make this video this long, but I had to get this off my chest. I am sick and tired of us being disrespected. And we talk about what's on TV and how there's no positive images. How about turn the goddamn TV off? Stop buying these fucking magazines. Stop supporting these non-black owned industries and start supporting black owned industries. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like everybody else does. Everybody else is tribal and looks out for each other and takes care of their own. But so-called black people are too afraid to do it because they don't want to be looked at as a reverse racist. Get the fuck out of here. There ain't no such thing as a black racist. There's no such thing as reverse racism. There's no such thing as reverse racism and black privilege because black people do not own nothing, do not control a goddamn thing, and do not have no wealth, power, and influence, and have never historically subjugated people and oppressed people and enslaved people and colonized goddamn people in the globe, you know, and stole land and resources and stole property and intellectual property and forced people to work free slave labor. So get the fuck out of here. And we never segregated against people, never created Jim Crow laws or created racist ass laws against other people and discriminate against them and racially profile them and disenfranchise them. So wake the fuck up. You know, the fact of the matter is, you know, that these owners and these coaches and these owners,
yeah.
like,
my camera cut off, so I'm going to just say it like this. For Donald Trump as president, to abuse his power, this is what happens when you give people who ain't smart and who are spoiled and had everything handed to them and who are overly privileged power. They don't care about nobody else but their own selves and maybe their family, if that's the case. For Donald Trump to stick his nose and tell a private business, a corporation, how to run their business and how to manage their employees is a complete violation, and to demand that they be fired and be disciplined because of their own personal beliefs is wrong. And because when I notice is that there's many Caucasian people who are fed up with the system, who hate the system, who hate the government. Yes, they hate the government, they hate the system, they hate social injustice, and they hate racism, and they hate the system of Caucasian supremacy, and they hate classism. Okay? But for some odd reason, they can protest, and that's okay. They are not called anti-American. You never hear these Caucasians tell another Caucasian person who don't like the way the government is and fed up with the government, fed up with the overall system, fed up with the banking system, angry at the fact that there's classism, angry at the fact that there's racism, there is sexism. And many and other types of ism, they hate the government, they hate the politics, they hate law enforcement, they hate cops, they hate the military, and they hate the fact that they are being, that they're losing their rights and they don't have a say to anything and they're struggling. But they still got their white privilege though. You never hear other Caucasians tell another Caucasian person, go back to Europe if you don't like America. That only applies to people of color and other ethnic people of color, specifically black and brown people, which is a racist statement to begin with, because some of us, if you trace your lineage and look at your family tree and understand how people came about, excuse me, you understand specific us as Nubian people, black people, African people, whatever terminology you want to go by. Not all of us came from Africa. Some of us were in Asia. Some of us was in North America, South America already. Australia already. We were the first actual real human beings on the planet. You know what I'm saying? You understand you understand what I'm saying? So to say that, but I can tell you, you have Caucasians who they, people say they originated from the tip of North Africa and migrated to a land called Europe by doing a lot of terrorism, death, and destruction We can, but my thing is, why don't you Caucasians, you know what I mean, and your people of European descent, why don't y'all take your asses back to Europe? Go back to the Caucasus Mountains. That's in Europe. You know, when I see Caucasian people on social media, some Caucasian people talking about NWO, the New World Order, talking about the crooked banking system, the crooked government, and talk about how much they hate the government, how much they hate the system, how much they hate the fact that their ancestors talk about how evil and despicable and demonic and sadistic and inhumane their ancestors are and were, and how their people within their own group are still like that. Fed up to the fact that they see other Caucasian people racist and have all types of hatred and hang-ups and prejudices and biases and discriminate against different groups of people. They hate that shit. You know what I'm saying? They're sick. They're tired of it. Tired of seeing people being discriminated against, specifically black people. You know what I'm saying? But again, they don't go after them Caucasians. They don't go after those Caucasian people. And they do to a certain extent, but they're so afraid of people of color having allies because we as quote unquote black people do not have no friends and we don't have no allies. We have nobody who has our back. We are all what we got. And I'm just sick and tired of everybody exploiting us and using us just for numbers and have us be in the front lines and put our lives on the line and everything on the line so they can have what they want and have their agenda meet their agenda and satisfy what they want and their agenda and their desires. Excuse me. But we do everything for Caucasian liberals that are very undercover racist, super Caucasian supremacists. We do everything for Caucasian females, what they call white feminist. We do everything for the gay Caucasians. You know what I'm saying? You know, to y'all Negroes who are homosexuals and supporting gay causes and gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender rights, they're just using you for numbers. They don't give a fuck about y'all niggers. They see you as a nigger because once they get what they want, you know how gays and lesbians have a tendency to be extra racist. You ever notice that Caucasian females feel emboldened to be more racist because they are the first teachers of racism. You know what I'm saying? They are the foundation. They are the mother of Caucasian supremacy that nobody wants to talk about. Only a few people talk about it, and those are people like Harvey Superboy. You know, Mr. Superboy. His YouTube channel is Mr. Superboy 223, and his other channel is Mr. Superboy 2222. 3 2s, okay? His backup channel is Mr. Superboy 222. And then you got the Yavai show. Shout out to you, Philip. I watch you. You know, you do a good job speaking the truth, too. Now, I don't agree with everything that these brothers and sisters and some of these sisters say. But we all have come up with the same conclusion about this. You know, Robert Perkins, he and I don't agree on a lot of things. You know, we don't get along. You know, Angelo the Ghetto Serrano, he used to be on YouTube. I don't know if he still is on YouTube, but I follow him on Facebook. We know that there's a common enemy here. And that's the power, and that's that Caucasians, and especially the powers that be the elite Caucasians. And a lot of you Caucasians, you know, who are not a part of the elite class of the Donald Trumps, the Bill Gates, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Bilderberg groups, and, you know, them satanic motherfuckers, you're being played too. You know, when y'all you think by telling us to be quiet and suffer in silence so you could enjoy the comfort of your privilege, But what y'all don't understand is that you ain't exempt because cops are fucking with you now. You're getting shot down, but you don't get media attention because we don't want y'all. They don't want those Caucasians. Some of those Caucasians to wake up and understand that they're getting played too. And some of y'all understand that, but some of y'all still got the audacity to be racist and still want to defend and maintain Caucasian supremacy when we call out these Caucasian supremacists. It tells me that you are no different. You know what I'm saying? The fact of the matter is, we have a right to freedom of speech. We have the right to protest and speak up and complain just like everybody else. The only way you affect change is complaining and doing what you got to do to enforce, to make people change, is by controlling your dollar, boycotting, calling shit out, exposing shit. You know, not going along, not playing, not suffering in silence and taking the abuse and letting somebody rape you and being the go along to get along coon. That's what I call it. Stop ass kissing. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't want to make this video too long because it's already long enough. But I will say this. You know, you Caucasians, you're showing your true colors. You know, you always have, you're no difference than the Caucasian people of the past. The Caucasian millennials and the Caucasian people in my age group, those were born in the 80s, they are way more racist than the ones who than the Europeans and than the Caucasians in the 1800s, 1900s, all the way down to the 1940 and 1940s and 50s and 60s and even 70s. Y'all got the same type of toxic, cancerous mindset of hate and racism. You know, racism is passed down. Okay, it doesn't go away in time. It's in their DNA. You know, that all that evil ass shit that they did back then, they're still doing it now. They're just doing it in a different way. It's funny how y'all like to tell us we're not slaves, but you still treat us like slaves, and you still act like we on a goddamn plantation. And a lot of y'all never been slave owners. Y'all never been slave masters, but you want people of color, black people, to bow down to you and serve you and treat you like a slave owner, like a slave master. You know what I'm saying? You still want to boss us around, bully us, attack us, abuse us, brutalize us, rape us, maim us, kill us, commit genocide on us. You are still obsessed with us and what we do, but you don't want to worry about the problems you got in your own community, such as incest. Caucasian females getting abortions and killing and if they have children, babies, killing their own children. You don't want to worry about white on white crime, Caucasian on Caucasian crime. You don't want to worry about the fact that when you do these mass shootings, they're usually in your own community. You don't want to talk about how you got these Caucasian males and now lately Caucasian females shooting up their peers because they couldn't have their way, or they got sick and tired of the fucking bullying from bigoted, uppity, snot-nosed, obnoxious, condescending, mean-ass Caucasian kids. When y'all get fucked over and felt like you got a raw deal, you got to kill every goddamn body. When somebody dumps a Caucasian person, male or female, but it's usually the female who dumps the male. The Caucasian male feels emboldened to kill every goddamn body and make everybody suffer, then kill his damn self or kill himself. No, kill everybody, including his family, then himself. And that's how the reason why the Caucasian population is not reproducing and is at an all-time low. But y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all don't want to talk about how relatives are raping your children, your sons and daughters, or parents are having sex with their kids. Sick ass shit like that. Y'all don't want to talk about that. You don't want to talk about white on white crime and don't want to get it exposed or don't want nobody to be hip to it, but it's too damn late. All the dirt that y'all doing is going to come back to haunt you. You keep fucking with us. You keep saying, oh, we don't, you act like all of a sudden because you got what you want from us as black people, what you call us, that you don't need us no more. But guess what? So when all black people leave in masses and don't want to be in America or don't want to deal with you and they do their own thing, leave us the fuck alone. And you do it your damn self. You build your own city for once. You build your own community for once. You know how to hunt and gather, but you used to you used to the Mexicans cutting your own goddamn grass. Used to everybody, every foreigner outside of America, used to your personal color, doing shit for you. All the products you buy are from another country, Caucasian people. Did you notice that? You know what I'm saying? You don't like to do your own work. You want everybody to cut your grass, do your garden, plant your food, plant your crops, hunt and feed you. But you can do it yourself. And you're the ones who always getting handouts and committing welfare fraud and insurance fraud. And I'm still trying to understand why when nobody's stopping you from getting anything in life. But that's that greediness. So you want to punish people and take away their right to freedom of speech, but you have the audacity to feel that you are entitled to your rights, your constitutional rights, your rights to the First Amendment, and your right to protest. So you shouldn't protest either. So Donald Trump, my thing is Donald Trump should have got on those people and told them people to be quiet at Charlottesville. All them Caucasian supremacists protesting because they feel like that America's not like what it once was back in the 1920s. And beforehand, now you should tell them to sit down and shut up. So when another Caucasian person rebels against the system, they should be punished. Oh, I forgot. You want us to just to be loyal and support Caucasian supremacy. So that's what when you're talking about patriotism, it's just a disguise of support Caucasian supremacy and just deal with the oppression. Deal with the oppression of just suffer and deal with our oppression as people of color, and you be in the comfort of your white bubble and enjoy your white privilege. That's not going to happen. You know, y'all want to. You know, we have a right to protest, and the fact that some of you ignorant, you racist Caucasian motherfuckers say, "Well, you got money," that don't mean nothing. We don't own nothing and control anything. You're the one who's still writing our goddamn checks. You want to take our money when we speak out and don't agree with you and don't want to go along with your Caucasian supremacist program. Fuck out of here. You just want us to suffer in silence and burn just to put a smile on your face. You act like a female. You guys are females. The worst way of females is, I'm speaking of the Caucasian males. Y'all some bitches. You know, you talk a bunch of shit, but if we get you one-on-one, you bitch up. You can't fight without a fucking weapon. That's how much of a pussy you are. I'm done talking. But you know, what goes around comes around, and your day will come, Caucasian folks. And you can pray, and then you can mess me with all that religious shit because y'all don't even follow the Bible. And I don't agree with the Bible because it's fake anyway. It's manufactured and full of lies and twisted truths and facts. So until you practice what you preach, I forgot you can't because you've never been an angel. You always been a devil. You always been the devil. You are the original devil. Your mom is. Your mother is Satan. And you just happen to be her child. So the fact of the matter is we have a right to protest. If you don't want us to protest, if you don't want us to fight and combat your injustice and racism and systematic oppression of Caucasian supremacy, then stop being racist and destroy the system of Caucasian supremacy and give up your white privilege so we all can be equal. But I forgot, you want to keep your comfort. See, you don't like being held accountable, but it's too damn late. You're going to be exposed for what you are, and everybody sees you for what you are. An evil piece of shit. Peace.